That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. To the end, me and you. Ooh. If you spend, then I spend. All on you. Ooh. You. Just say the word and we gon' run it up. You're number one and it's don't run up. Don't matter if your birthday's coming up, I'm still gon' get you those little gifts, and it's not even about that. I just love to make you smile, so go and smile back. Little FaceTime, little chit chat, little time spent, little meal or something. What we doing on? Go best friend.
Okay, but before we do that,
What are you doing? Why are you filming?
because it might be on Stitching with Your Besties.
And everybody gets to see how much makeup I put. Oh. What? Oh my.
Fancy.
Are you kidding me? Thank you.
I got a pair too.
Oh my God. You are generous.
My name is Mark. This is the Saskatchewan River Cruise. We got another boat coming the other way. My name is Jolly Roger.
There's two right there.
We usually run on a regular timetable. So boats from French Quarter down to the East Creek, and then East Creek back to French Quarter running. I'd like to welcome everybody to Disney Springs. Over 150 stores, restaurants, entertainment venues, but only one dog.
Hi guys, welcome back to Stitching with Your Besties. I'm Tracy and I've been gone for quite some time. And I wanted to start off this video with a retreat that I just went to, which was the All Things Disney retreat with the guest designers Priscilla and Chelsea from Stitching with the Housewives. And I started it off in this video because that's what's kind of prompted me back into making videos. I feel like, as you know, if you watched my last video, my mom had just passed and I had a time of need for reflection and mourning. That retreat has helped me feel like I'm ready to get stitching again and ready to get back into life. And it's just been something that I just needed to kind of work through. I didn't want to come on here and lament, and I just needed some time to process. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you enjoyed the videos of the retreat. I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to be showing a lot in this video, only because I have been stitching. I have not done any fully finished objects, I don't believe, since my last video, but I'm going to show you what I'm stitching on. I'll show you what we got for retreat and talk a little bit about what's been going on in my life in the last, I think it's 8 months or close to it. And then I'll be consistent and continue to make videos for everyone. So we did go to the All Things Disney retreat last week. We got home Monday, which was 3 days ago. And I turn around and go back to Disney with a portion of my family tomorrow for a week vacation with my 2 grandchildren. So I came home, washed a bunch of clothes, repacked, and I'm off again tomorrow. So the All Things Disney retreat was hosted at the Hilton off of Hotel Road next to Disney Springs. So we had a room. There were a little under 100 folks there. Priscilla and Chelsea were there along with adorable Zinnia. I think she was a highlight of the retreat. Lots of friend making, chatting. We had gone a day early to the retreat, and then by the day that we were to register, we were sitting out in the lobby stitching, and so the women that came in that saw us stitching knew they were with us, and we ended up saying, you know, come sit with us. And that group of women just happened, you know, that sat with us. We all grabbed a table, and they have become precious little friends. You know, we've got one in Florida, we've got one in Massachusetts, we've got one in Tennessee. I'm from Georgia. We had one from Ohio. We had one from Texas. And my bestie Karen is also from Georgia. So we had a precious, diverse group of women. One had just lost her husband. One had lost her husband previously. We had a young mama. We had a teenage mama. We had empty nesters. And we laughed. We lifted, the woman who lost her, I don't want to mention her name, but I haven't asked if I could say her name, but we lifted her up. Her husband had just passed away about 3 months ago. So it was just such a wonderful feeling. Since my mom passed, I have been feeling very rudderless. Because she had Alzheimer's and we took care of her, she was kind of something that I got to do, and I got to spend time with a person, even if she didn't understand me or recognize me. And so I felt rudderless, and this kind of brought home that life is not over, and we have an opportunity to continue living and continue breathing. And my mom would want that. My mom and I shared crafting. We shared scrapbooking. We went to scrapbooking retreats together, or general craft retreats together. This was my very first stitching retreat. But we shared that, and it just kind of healed my heart that, we can continue to live. We can continue to breathe. So, we stitched all day Friday. There was a time where it was kind of open, so some ladies went to one of the parks. The rest of us stitched. We stitched all day Saturday, and me and my bestie left Sunday. Actually, we didn't go in at all on Sunday to stitch. I think it was open until 1, but we wanted to get a scooter and kind of go around and see Disney property. I go to Disney all the time. I'm a DVC member, but my bestie doesn't get to see it as often as I do. So I wanted to take her on some fun adventures. So she got a scooter, and we walked around for the day, finished up, stayed overnight, and drove home on Monday. It was a wonderful time, and I want to show you what we got, some of the things that we got. We did get a bag from Annabella's, and we've got some wonderful little treats from our table mates. She gave us a fabric with a cute little key, and it is for this particular chart, which is Matilda Dresses Up. Adorable. So we've got the key, we've got the fabric. I believe she gave us the floss for it, for that chart. And we're just tickled pink. We also got cross stitch friends. We came as strangers and left as friend chart from Annabella's. Thank you, Annabella's. And we got an extra chart that I won't show you, from Priscilla and Chelsea, that went with the item that we made. I haven't quite finished mine. So I'll show it on the next, but it's a cute little bee pattern. Annabella's also gave us quick little Quaker with a little castle from Disney. So that's going to be so fun to stitch up. And she also gave us another castle sitting on top of like a urn pattern basket of blooms. So she gave us lots of fun charts along with our bag, and gave us some fabric to stitch those charts on along with the floss. I've got also from Annabella's a little hook for the All Things Dizzy cross stitch retreat, so floss drops. And I got an adorable mini needle minder. Who wouldn't love that? Look at how cute. And we got a Stitching with the Housewives magnet. So excited about that. And some mini stickers. So we had people that would walk around and, they had made a bracelet and they would give you a bracelet, or they had ordered a bracelet, or, one of my table mates, Mia B Stitches, she's at Mia B Stitches on Instagram. She created these, cards, project tracking cards, and put all of our information on it, and that way we can stick it into our bags. So we got some of those. We got some, aloe hand cream and body lotion. We got, the little floss. It's just, people were so generous, so loving. We played the floss toss game, which I was unsure of what that was. I had never been to a retreat. But the floss toss game, you bring in 8 skeins of floss, any colors, any skeins, And if you play left, right, and center dice game, you'll know this game. If you don't, you can look it up. It's so easy. You roll 3 die. The die tells you pass 1 to the left, pass 1 to the right, or pass 1 in the center, or hold all 3. You kind of follow what the die says. And we played that. So someone, I think we played 2 different tables twice, so 4 tables. So someone was able to win, 4 different people were able to win 64 skeins of floss at a time. We had a raffle, so that was fun. It was just overall just a great experience. So if you ever have the opportunity, I would recommend going to, you know, a stitching retreat, especially if you were feeling lonely, as I was, because I think that while my table was the best table, girls, you know what I mean, we met best friends from the table next to us, and we met best friends from the table behind us. And I'm just looking forward to literally reaching out to those women and saying, hey, you know what, I'm off today. Could you meet for lunch? And I'll drive over to Alabama. I'll drive over to Tennessee, you know, for a Saturday, and just have, you know, a nice lunch and drive home. So it was a really good time. All right, so that's the retreat. I did want to show you that I won. I was blessed and won. Somebody gave me a beautiful bag with cute little tchotchkes. I won a DMC 10. This was in the raffle, and it is, I believe, 35 new colors that DMC put out. She had 2 of them, and I happened to be, 35 new colors. I happened to be one of the 2 that won this. So it starts at color 0 or 01 and goes to color 35. And look at how gorgeous. I'm afraid to put them in my packs because they're so pretty, just like this. So a nice little tin that I could lay out some of my floss, but 35 colors. Isn't that gorgeous? I was just excited. I mean, so many wonderful things that people would make. I mean, look at how cute. It's a little charm. So many things that people would think about because it was Disney that would just buy us the cutest little things. And they would walk around and just, you know, give them out to us. It was so thoughtful. Little needle minder and some scissors that someone thought of to give me. A little butterfly charm with a floss drop. This one came with floss and a little card holder or a little project holder. The color of the DMC is 962. And then, you know, someone made me an ort that she stitched up. Look at how beautiful. Stitched up for me. I mean, how thoughtful. We had finally a farm girl show up with her goods. Oh, y'all need to go look up finally a farm girl. I had a table where she set up things that she was selling. I could have spent all day there. Oh my goodness. I mean, her charts were amazing. So if you have not looked up Finally a Farm Girl, she's from Florida, I believe she said. Look her up. She's got amazing stuff. But my favorite, I think, thing that I'm going to stitch of hers that I got at retreat is called the Gathering Gourd. And look at this thing. It was so gorgeous because it was stitched up. It was on a what is it, an A-frame stand? You know, they had, I don't know what it's called, but the flip display. So it stands up and it looks like an A. This is, oh, right here, this little guy right here. It was so beautiful that I think me and our table mates are going to do a sal on this. So I've got to reach out to them. I also purchased at retreat from Annabella's Mini Stitch Rose. Long May She Wave. Cute, cute, cute. Of course, our charts are colored, and that's our favorite. I also purchased Liberty for All, and it's a set of 5 cross-stitch designs from Annabella's. Okay, and then I also purchased, let me make sure this is okay, Stars and Stripes Forever from Annabella's Needle Art. And it came with a set of 7 patterns. Oh my goodness, right? I'm really into patriotic right now. I'm going to show you my one whip that I'm working on. And I think it may have 2 other whips attached, but we'll see that in a minute. So that's what I purchased at the retreat as far as charts. And again, I'm really into patriotic. All right, so real quickly, I want to show you, this is the finishing piece from Priscilla and Chelsea. It doesn't have my stitch on it yet. I will show that to you when it's done. I do want to show you what I've been working on, which is Primrose Cottage's Patriotic Quaker and Primrose Cottage's Patriotic Quilt. I have finished those 2. And you'll notice that I still have a lot of fabric because I'm going to do the 12 minis on here as well. So I'll probably cut those and finish those soon. That's whips that I have finished. And I'm currently working on from Primrose Cottage. I believe it's, let me look real quick. And I want to make sure I get the name right. My iPad doesn't recognize my face. This one is called, I thought so, Primrose's Cottage's All-American. I'm doing this one on Vintage Country Mocha, and I believe I'm doing it on the called for count of Vintage Country Mocha. So I'm almost done. I got a lot done, and I'm excited to finish this one, and I'm excited to start finishing. So that's what I'm currently working on with my whip. I'm trying to debate whether I take it to Florida with me and stitch on the way down, but I'm hoping to edit this video. So, you know, I just don't know how much time I'll have in the evening to want to stitch. So I took way too much stuff on retreat with me. I was trying to help me and my bestie save money because I know how expensive Disney is to their restaurants, and she has some limited walking abilities due to a bad back. So I thought if I brought my toaster, we could have breakfast in the morning, and if I brought a coffee pot, yeah, we wouldn't have to. I don't like Starbucks coffee, so I brought a coffee pot, and then I brought extra fabric, and I was going to bring an iron, and I brought a felt board in case I needed to iron. I didn't get any of that. I brought paint to paint the paisleys and plaids, or paisleys and polka dots. I brought that to paint some of her wooden things. I thought I was going to have all this time. You don't. So I think if I were to recommend to you what to take to retreat, just take, you know, I'm a monogamous stitcher. I've told you guys this before, but take maybe 3 stitches. Make sure you have everything for 3 stitches. You are socializing. I have learned that some people, you know, outline stitch and then just fill in so that they know that they're going to do, you know, a white house, and so they just stitch white and listen to everybody. I did find that I was focusing a lot on the stitch and maybe missing out on some conversation. So keep that in mind. You know, you're paying to go there. You're paying hopefully to meet some friends. Yes, it is about the stitching, but it's also about learning. It's about relationships. And, you know, I think that I've learned that. I am going to StitchCon in Ohio, Session B, next month. Those will be my 2 very first cross stitch retreats. I'm excited to kind of compare between the 2 and how it goes. And I'm also going with my bestie again on that one. And we're meeting her sister, who is also our besties. We're meeting her up there. So all 3 of us are going to share a room. So exciting. to be able to do one more. After that, hubby gets a knee replacement and possibly another knee replacement after that. My youngest child is getting married in October, so that's coming up. So busy time for me, and it feels really good. It feels good to be back into, you know, living life. So I do want to talk about living life. I do want to tell you that I may look different. The reason why I say that is I had a basal cell carcinoma removed from my nose. And if you were to go look at my personal Instagram, it's Tracy, TracyMBoyle. So Tracy M. Boyle on Instagram. You'll see the procedure I had was the Mohs procedure to remove. So it started out with me stitching, and I have a OCD personality, and so if I can't see with my glasses off, I would wear double glasses. So I'd put my magnifying glasses here and keep these on so that if I was watching TV, when I looked up, I could see. And I thought I had created kind of a little cyst by wearing double glasses, and I let it sit for probably a year. And finally, when I went to my annual dermatology, I said, you know, this thing won't go away. And she said, well, let me scoop it. And she said, it's probably a cyst. And it came back where it was basal cell carcinoma. I had to have it removed with the Mohs procedure. And if you don't know what the Mohs procedure is, it's basically they cut you, they take the cancer out, and they leave the wound open while you go wait, and they test the tissue around the area to make sure they got it all. So he did have to take some more when he brought me back, which meant that it had been there longer than I thought. Again, I really thought I had just made a dent on my nose from wearing 2 glasses. So had that removed, had 13 stitches on the outside of my nose. It's a little curved. It starts here and comes down. This is still very tight. My nostril is lifted. I now have a ball at the end of, I mean, I had a normal ball, but it was a ski slope nose. Now it kind of has a little jump to it. So I feel like I look different, but the scar is healing wonderfully. You can follow my journey over there. You can go back and look at the initial posts if you want to see. I've been using a silicone cream on my nose to minimize the scar, and it's really working. So I'm kind of pleased. Initially, my nose was deformed enough that I had a big hump, and I thought, oh my goodness. So you'll see those videos too, where I called myself a witch. In fact, I made so much fun of myself because really, if you can't make fun of yourself, what is life? But one of the retreat attendees asked me for my number so she could put it in her phone, and she asked for a picture, and I literally took a picture of my nose. So that's what's been going on personally. I feel much better, and I encourage any of you guys that have that fight or flight feeling as I did. I just wanted to be angry, or I just wanted to get in my car and drive, and I didn't want anybody with me. I just wanted to run. That's how I was handling grief. I don't know how you handle grief, but I want you to know that you're not alone. Grief is a real thing, and you should be okay to tell somebody, I'm sad today, or you know, I'm grieving today. Find somebody in your life that you can say that to. Those types of words helped me to have encouragement from others. You know, how about if we buy a hydrangea and we'll get it planted, and the next thing you know, you're living life without realizing that you're living life without the person that you've lost. And it just becomes okay day to day to say, you know, hi mom, thank you Jesus for taking care of my mom. Those type of thoughts were all I could do. And now it's thank you for taking care of my mom. So just know that all of us have experienced grief in one way or another, and it's okay to be in that grief, and you too will come out. And you need to know that the person that you've lost wants you to continue to live. They want you to continue to experience. They don't want you to stop living just because they have gone where we all are going to go. We're all going to leave this world in death. So thank you for sticking with me for so long. I hope that this video finds your feed. I know it's been a while. I hope to come back regularly, and I hope to share with you stitching. I made so many wonderful friends at that retreat that I want to continue to make videos so I can continue to make friends. So you all will be my besties. I appreciate you watching. Talk to you soon.